Kia ora, ko Sharon Holt tōku ingoa. I'm the author of Te Reo Singalong books, and for Māori Language Week we really encourage you to use as many Māori language children's books as you can, and we've got 21 already for you to use. Hopefully you'll be able to make the most of them during Māori Language Week and always, and particularly in Māori Language Week when we've got the theme Kia kaha te reo Māori. I'm suggesting another one that you could try, which is Kōrero Mai. So I wrote this one particularly to help people to have an idea of what they could say when they're doing their greeting with their maunga and their awa and where they come from, because perhaps they're not familiar with doing that. And so Kōrero Mai is kind of like speak towards, it means literally talk to the person who's asking you to. So you could say to somebody, Kōrero Mai, and that doesn't mean speak to me, it means speak towards me, tell me something. And what happens in a lot of classrooms and probably some early childhood centres is that children do get up and say a little bit of their mihi, their greeting. And so this one, all of our books are a song, and so this one is Ko wai tō ingoa, and what I suggest is that you get the children to echo you. So I would go Ko wai tō ingoa, and that's what's on the CD. You don't have to say it if you don't want to. And then the children would say Ko wai tō ingoa, and then you keep saying that, and then it's Kōrero Mai. And then the children in this book are saying their name, because that means what's your name. Ko Pāngia tōku ingoa, ko Hari tōku ingoa, ko Sophie tōku ingoa, Kōrero Mai. And then we're asking what's their mountain. So this is ko wai tō maunga. So it's the same sentence structure. The books all have repeated sentence structures. Ko wai tō maunga, what's your mountain? So then Pānia's saying her mountain, Hari's saying his, and Sophie's saying hers. It's really a good one for practicing pronunciation, because there's a lot of places in here that are often mispronounced. For example, this is what's your awa? Ko wai tō awa, what's your river? And then for Pānia, she's saying ko wai makariri te awa, and a lot of people probably say wai makariri, but it's wai ma, a, e, I, o, u, wai makariri te awa. And then ko whanganui te awa, and for Sophie it's ko tāmaki te awa. And then ko wai tō iwi, so it's the same sentence structure all the way through. Ko wai tō pāpā, so what's your dad's name? And ko wai tō māma, what's your mum's name? And then there's a different sentence structure here. Nō hea koe, where are you from? Because where we're from is different necessarily to where we live now. Where are you from? So Pānia is from Nō Ōtautahi. She's from Ōtautahi, which is a word for Christchurch. Nō Ōtautahi aho. And Hari's from Ohakune. So people often say Ohakune. This is Ohakune. No Ohakune aho. And Sophie's from Tāmaki Makaurau, which is the Māori name for Auckland. Then ko wai tō ingoa again. And then what they do here is they are answering slightly differently. So instead of saying ko Pānia tōku ingoa, she's saying ko Pānia aho, which is just I'm Pānia. So that's just another way that you could answer. And then what we've got here is just a summary of everything there. And on this book we've actually got one other track. It's the only book that has 2 tracks on the CD, and this is a blank one where Stacey, our singer, is going ko te maunga, ko te awa, etc, etc. So you can fill that in, or the children can fill that in. So we're hoping that you'll be able to use this book during Māori Language Week and also all through the year to help children to be able to know those kind of things and think about, oh, what is my mountain? What is my river? Which iwi am I from? And if I'm not Māori, what's the equivalent to that? Lots of questions that the parents can perhaps talk about and answer, and you could send home perhaps some kind of template, maybe even like this one, for them to fill in. And you don't have to have all these. You don't have to talk about who your mum is or who your dad is or who your iwi is, but having a couple is really good, so that if you're encouraging the children to introduce themselves, they could at least perhaps say, my name is, my mum is, and my dad is, and perhaps they have a maunga as well. Hopefully that's really helpful and that you'll enjoy using that book. Ka kite.